News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Denise Pellegrini. New drama in the fight in the U.S. over immigration. The Supreme Court has blocked, for now, the deportations of any Venezuelans held in northern Texas under an 18th century wartime law. The court early this morning directing the Trump administration not to remove Venezuelans held in the Bluebonnet Detention Center until further court order. Justices Thomas and Alito dissented. The High Court acted in an emergency appeal from the American Civil Liberties Union, which contended immigration authorities appeared to be moving to restart removals under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. On Ukraine and Russia and the possible peace effort there, the U.S., according to sources, is prepared to recognize Russian control of Crimea as part of a broader peace agreement between Moscow and Kyiv. The proposal would freeze the front line, with most Ukrainian territory now occupied by Russia remaining under Moscow's control, and Kyiv's aspirations of joining NATO would be off the table, according to the sources. And this plan would need to be further discussed with Kyiv, and European allies wouldn't recognize any occupied territories as Russian, with security guarantees for Ukraine being an essential part of any agreement. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been signaling that President Trump may soon abandon peace talks to try to end the war in Ukraine. President Trump asked to respond to Rubio's comments. He says he believes they can work it out, but the time is an issue.
No specific number of days, but quickly. We want to get it done. We're talking about here people dying, and we're talking about over there people are dying also, like on average 2,500 young people, soldiers. They're not from America. They're not from anywhere else other than Ukraine and Russia. But we want to save these lives.
Trump to reporters there. Vice President J.D. Vance meeting with the Vatican #2 official today following a remarkable papal rebuke of the Trump administration's crackdown on migrants and Vance's theological justification of it. Could soon be fireworks when Tesla reports quarterly results this coming week after the long holiday weekend and Good Friday holiday. Tesla's earnings could be impacted by criticism of Elon Musk's political involvement in the trade war. Following the carmaker's weakest quarterly vehicle sales since 2022, Tesla yesterday indicated it was delaying production launch of more affordable EVs. And when trading resumes on Wall Street this coming Monday, investors may be binging on Netflix quarterly results. Netflix out after the close Thursday with better than expected quarterly results. More from Bloomberg's Andrew O'Day.
A recent price increase and a strong slate of programming across the globe, including the hit UK series Adolescence, helped propel Netflix to a better than forecast profit to start the year. The owner of the world's most popular online TV network says earnings increased by a quarter in the first quarter. Sales rose 13%. This is the first time Netflix has reported financial results without disclosing how many customers it added or lost. That had been the main yardstick investors used to gauge the company's success. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
Thank you, Andrew. Mixed day for U.S. stocks Thursday before the long holiday weekend. The Dow plunging more than 500 points on tariff turmoil. Downbeat quarterly results from United Health. The S&P squeezed out tiny gains. The NASDAQ closed lower. And also new threats from President Trump about ending Jay Powell's term as Fed chair. Here's Trump on Powell.
The only thing that's gone up actually is interest rates, because we have a Federal Reserve chairman that is playing politics. Somebody that I've never been very fond of, actually. But he's playing politics. Interest rates should be down now. They should be coming down.
Trump in the Oval Office with reporters. Capital One Financial has received approval from U.S. regulators to buy Discover Financial Services. That will create the nation's biggest credit card issuer by loan volume. The deal, valued at $35 billion, expected to close May 18. Senator Chris Van Hollen, returning from a 3-day trip to El Salvador, continuing to press for the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
He said he felt very sad about being in a prison because he had not committed any crimes.
The Maryland Democrat says he and others will keep speaking out after the Trump administration defied court orders to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return to the U.S. and insisted he should stay in El Salvador, even as Trump administration officials acknowledged an error in deporting him from Maryland in the first place. Van Hollen says Trump is defying a Supreme Court order. He does say Abrego Garcia has been moved from a notorious Salvatorian mega prison to a detention center with somewhat better conditions. And in sports, NBA playoffs later this afternoon. Tipping off at 1 with the Bucks and Pacers. Also the Clippers-Nuggets game, that's at 3:30. Pistons and Knicks at 6 o'clock tonight. And Timberwolves and Lakers at 8:30. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Denise Pellegrini, and this is Bloomberg.